So greetings, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday, May 10th. And today was an interesting day.
Yes.
And as indicated by the header for today, it was all about 13th grade and Dr. Lou. And so I fell down a bit of a Dr. Lou rabbit hole, if you will. And yeah, so we'll talk about that. And interestingly enough, he didn't talk at all about his parents. I mean, in a real substantial, my parents are sick kind of way, right? Like at all.
No, you really didn't. Actually, we didn't clip yesterday, and thank God I caught it on a replay right before when I woke up. The about him talking about his parents having sex.
I missed that.
Yeah, thank God you did, because I heard a few seconds of it, and I couldn't slam my radio hard enough not to hear it again. And also, he did talk about book signings. So in honor of that, I have beef with this massive book signing at Costco, where there was no one there.
This is Riverhead Law, right, Dennis?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I almost went.
You would have tripled the
Saturday afternoon. I remember well. It was raining.
Tim, hi Tim. What's going on?
Oh my goodness, it's Tim.
Where have you been? I miss you so much. What's going on? I feel like I haven't spoken to you in like at least a month or something. I'm happy that you're here. We're going to talk about Dr. Lou and
yes, swarthy.
Welcome, Tim. You're a made man in these parts. I might add.
Oh, of course he is. He knows he is. He's our guy.
Sorry,
you're the Gordon Jump of Radio-Gunk, Tim.
Tim, I'm coming home on Saturday, so let's make a plan because I miss you and I'm looking forward to seeing you.
I have a fantasy at Beth at Costco, and I go up to the table and go, Beth, can you sign my Costco hot dog? It's tofu, just for you.
With this greasy $4.99 chicken leg. Okay, so what happened today? Let's think about this for a second. It was interesting because there was a lot of he was grooving. A lot of talk about he's taking these weird trips down memory lane, and they all seem to kind of morph into some bizarre story we've never heard. Oh my God, I'm laughing at some of the comments here. Tim Sabian, we are excited. Wait, what does he say? Hold on. Come on. We are excited. We are organized. We are ready to conquer. Tim, what did you have for lunch today? Beverages? Discuss.
Tim, if it makes you feel any better, that stuff with you in the bathroom, I think that's so overrated. I have dropped more deuces at work than Brett Saberhagen. I think that I am such a fan of everything you do and your flatulence. I think it's so
that
overrated.
Poopy story though is really it's
go
so
nuts with it.
It's so bent out of shape.
I totally agree.
And it's so stupid. That's even something that is equated.
Yes, Tim, overplayed.
Tim anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're kind of over it. So we won't be bringing any poopy up today. Just so you know.
Right. If it was created by man, it'll be solved by man.
That's right. Thank you, Juice Diet. That's exactly right. Yes, it's the real Tim. That's him. And all right, so let's get on with our little show today.
Yes, let's start with
Tim. Just one thing I did want to say to you. Hang on.
We'll let you matriculate into the regular college school of communication.
Why did I do that?
And I applied myself.
If you were a criminal.
Why am I doing that? See, now you're
I don't know.
What
are you doing?
Tim, we love you
We'll
too.
let you matriculate into the regular college school.
Fuck, I didn't want to do that yet. I was trying to do my NAMBLA thing. And I think
where is it? Where is it?
On your tuxedo bear hug.
We'll let you matriculate into the regular.
It won't let me do it.
It won't let you do it.
Okay.
I don't have it, so I can't play it.
Yeah, that's okay. So we also learned about muckbanging today, and also about squeak what? Squeak?
Rap.
Squeak rap. Squeak
not rock. Rap.
Squeak rap. Okay, so this is what we learned about today from the 70-year-old who decides we need to know what the youngins on his show know.
Though this person didn't know the Kentucky Derby happened, so.
Yes, I know. Okay, so let's start out with, let me see. Only Guy to Visit Howard. The Total Wine Read was classic with Robin.
Yes, I can't wait to go over to dissect that.
Oh my God, was that horrible. White Bike Flight. Okay,
Yes.
let's do this one. So let's do white
Starting
flight.
at the beginning.
And so,
yes.
this
13,
is about
13 guests in 6 months, folks. This is what you get.
yeah,
Shit like
is what you
this.
get. So we have Dr. Lou as a big portion of the show tonight.
Of course.
And let's take a look-see at Dr. Lou.
Wow.
He is a ophthalmologist. I think he specializes in LASIK surgery, which is probably what he made a shit ton of money on.
Absolutely. Now, the thing is, he doesn't have an Uncle Saul. Look at it.
Yeah, so he looks like a normal 68-year-old guy
old
with
man. Yeah.
where the only thing that's still dark on him are his eyebrows because they don't fall out that often. But yeah, this would be the Dr. Lou, and if you saw the thumbnail that I have for today's show, that would be Howard and Dr. Lou at summer camp. So yeah, a lot of like bizarre stuff with Dr. Lou today, and again, just tripping down memory lane and being kind of weird about his time in college. And I'm not really understanding how him and Dr. Lou actually hooked up to be in the same room.
When you're 70 and you have no new life experiences, you talk about college.
Yeah,
Like
but
all
how
70-year-olds,
How does somebody like a Dr. Lou, who in fact did do, it's really a 7-year program and not a 6-year program?
Oh, Montreal 1, Uncle Leo from Seinfeld, Monique. That's spot on.
He is.
Montreal 1. That's
amazing.
good stuff.
Uncle Leo.
Jerry!
How are you?
So he wound up rooming with Dr. Lou in college.
Same bed.
And I did a really deep dive
In his
into the 13th grade at BU and what goes on there. So we're going to get into that just a little bit. So let me talk about 13th grade. Well, let me see. Dr. Lou, white bike flight. All right, here we go. Hang on.
I told you there weren't many white people in my community, and most parents would say to their kids, do not drive your bicycle, do not go anywhere near this community. And
yeah, you would think that you'd never come back with your bicycle.
Shut up.
But Lou from time to time would hop on his bicycle, and Lou was a tough guy, by the way.
Yeah, so Lou was a tough guy, by the way.
Tough guy. Tough guy.
Yeah. Lou was a tough guy
James
who
Caan.
had hair on his balls and shaved at like 13 or 14.
At 13. No, it was 13.
According to him. So let's look at that. Oh, it started out with Howard with high school reunions. Let's play that clip real quick.
Yes, please.
Because apparently he
Look
talked
at their
about
crappy
that too.
lives and feel better. You don't need either, Howard. Stay home. Howard, a guy of your stature should not be going to high school reunions. You're
You
probably
just
the
make
most
everybody feel bad. That's how I feel.
Oh,
about
that's
it.
what we-
Yeah,
you know,
I
they're
don't wanna make
feeling
them
bad
feel bad.
enough.
You're probably the most successful person to come out of that school, and everyone who treated you like shit is just going to want to be tight with you. It wasn't that people treated me like shit. I was kind of invisible, So, it was just, I was a fucked up guy, too.
But the point is, you don't have anybody to go see. Who are you going to see?
No,
You got a name?
I hated the town. I just hated living in that house with my parents. I just wanted out. Just wanted to get out, be on my own.
Yeah, okay, so let's talk about that for a really quick second. So when you look at the Howard timeline, basically we find the following. Give me a second. Let me get to it.
Zuma Dog, right? With all that's going on in the world, Howard's talking about old stories about Dr. Lou. Why doesn't he talk about any current events or relevant topics?
There are no current events.
Because he's too lazy and too stupid to follow the news, Zuma Dog. He has a 79 IQ and he can't even engage it. He's afraid of, he needs Buckwald to tell him how to formulate his opinion so Leslie Dart can ship it off to the various media to get stories he doesn't deserve printed.
That's exactly right. So what this is saying, and let me just put it on the screen fully. So basically this is taking us through the 60s. Roosevelt became a predominantly black area. Stern remembered just a, quote, handful of white kids, this is Wiki, had remained in his school and repeated instances of bullying from black students, which were Polish originally, just so we all know.
Right.
In June 1969, the family moved to Rockville Center, and Stern at 15 transferred to Southside High School, which, by the way, Southside High School is named one of the top 100 schools in America. Okay, so it's not like he
Is
was
it
going
really
to,
top? Wow.
Yes, yes. which I have an
Tons
article
of
on that as
celebrities
well.
come out of Rockville Center.
Yeah,
Tons.
where he became a quote total introvert. He graduated from the school in 72. Okay, so he got there in 69, graduated in 72. That's 4 years. So he absolutely started high school in Rockville Center.
Mm-hmm.
So he never went to like an all-black high school.
15
This
years
was
old,
not-
exactly. Right.
This
right.
was not part of who he was.
No.
Okay, so check it out. In 72, Stern declined a place at Elmira College to instead pursue a communications degree at Boston University. But his average high school grades caused him to spend his first 2 years in its College of Basic Studies. Okay, and so basically, and the way this College of Basic Studies works is that that's where they put the kids whose parents are paying for a full ride, right? So they're not getting any scholarships or anything like that. It's full ride, and they will allow you into the school after 2 years to pursue your four-year degree at BU. And what happens when you take in these stupid kids who are paying full ride is it raises their like score
Right.
for BU. So you're not taking in all these shitty kids,
Right.
Right.
but yet they're paying for it as if they're full-time BU, actual BU students. Okay,
College,
so,
they're all about padding their stats. They're all about
That's
the kid.
exactly right.
They're all about padding their stats.
right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, but yeah. Once again, another nail through the Ben was a horrible father coffin thing,
Ugh.
because I mean he paid a full ride for his moron son for 2 years at Boston
4 years.
University. 4 years. I had 4 years, but 2
And
years of
Dennis-
that was doing like moron stuff.
Yeah.
And he paid full price for that.
Also,
Yes.
Ben knows Boston University is a rocket ship, much like Syracuse, to major media. There's so many people that come out of there. Do
Yes.
not discount modern day, then, now. I mean, it's so.
They were
many-
going to
if you
do
go look at
anything
the-
they needed to do to get their son into the best school they possibly could.
Yes.
I agree. And he actually talks about that and about the fact that, what you should do is always get your parents to pay for college for you. Here, I'm going to play that right now.
I was up front with them when I applied. I said to them, listen, I went to a really bad school. I received no fucking education
No, you didn't.
in my early years.
That's your
And
point.
I'm really not a moron. It's just I never
Well-
really got the concept of opening a book. I didn't realize that.
Really?
Now,
That
did
might be
they?
good.
Were
That's
these
doubtful.
like high school classes?
Yeah.
Because
you had
you
to take
never-
chemistry.
Okay.
You-
All right.
Yeah. And then I got straight A's. And you know what motivated me? My father was paying. My father was paying money for my education. And I went, well, I can't waste his money because Lord knows money's tight. My dad didn't make a lot of money. I said, if I'm going to go
Why?
to college, really, that's the secret to education for students like me. Make the parents
that's-
pay. Then you feel guilty.
Okay, that's his theory. Make the
Isn't that
parents
the
pay.
opposite, Monique? Isn't it when
Yes.
you pay, you feel more
Yes.
obliged to live up
Yes.
to your own blood sweat? How many people have you
Yes.
heard? I worked 2 jobs and went to school at the same
Yes.
time. It's the opposite. He's
No,
the biggest idiot.
Well, yeah, I mean, and he's trying to blame not knowing to open a book. Like his parents.
That's our
got him
fault,
tu-
Dennis. He didn't learn anything. That's our
I know,
fault.
but his parents got him tutors. I mean, Christ, he had double tutoring for the SATs. He still couldn't break 1,000. I mean,
That's why we call him 79 IQ. There's a
he's
reason
a
for that.
79, baby.
Yeah.
He's an idiot.
In July
it's-
of 1975, he earned a first-class radio telephone operator license, a required certificate for all radio broadcasters at the time. It was a diploma at the Radio Engineering Institute of Electronics in Fredericksburg. I read up on that as well. So basically, you go for your class 2. It's just a simple course over the summer. So it takes like a month, and then it takes like an additional 2 weeks to get your class 3. So he basically went for an additional 6 weeks of schooling, which I'm sure was paid for by his parents,
Yep.
so that he could get his class 3
Yes.
license. And then this was interesting. Also, where it said for the next 5 months, he taught students basic electronics in preparation for their own FCC exams.
Lotus Notes, SIM cards,
I think this is where he gets like this affinity towards John Hine because he taught the SATs. So I think he thinks of him as being kind of like a kindred spirit in terms of like teaching morons how to.
And if you're wondering why his interviews suck and are so boring now, John Hine writes the questions.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Can I just say thank you to Cindy Lou Who for her contribution, and Rupert Pumpkin had this crazy. She goes, Ben paid BU in jokes. I can't even get through it.
Oh my God, amazing. There's one other thing. Okay, so I wanted to read this really quickly, and it's just another thing about BU, and also another thing which I will play for you while this is up on the screen. The article was why is the Boston University of General Studies looked down upon? So basically, what most people say, it's pretty much high school, and it's for people who are lacking in either their grades, their SAT scores, or their essays. It's high school 2.0, and nearly 2/3 of CGS students in any given year will not make it to the end of the program, much less to the end of their degree. When you're in CGS, you have no major and you are locked in for 2 years. Their classes are supposed to count towards your general studies requirements, leaving you with the next 2 years to get your major classes finished. But due to the deficiencies in some of the curriculum, many classes you would take would normally overlap, and your major will have to be taken again. So basically, most people who go into those courses do not do it in 4 years. They're usually there for like the 5 or 6 year program. And
is there a McDowell's work study Monique?
I think there is at Bradley University, which is the lesser known and much more boring school.
And they stole the name.
That's also in
right.
Boston. Yes,
Okay.
They have a high flunk out rate, and the time and money spent is basically wasted. So that's what people feel about this place that he went to school at. So let us continue with him talking about Dr. Lou and 13th grade. Here we go.
We'll let you matriculate into the regular college school of communications.
Matriculate.
And
it's
I
almost
applied
like
myself.
If you were a criminal, if you toe the line,
That's
we'll
right.
erase your record.
Yeah. They said there's no way you can get into Boston University unless you go to this idiot college we set up, like a division. Like they even put it at the end of the university so that no one would see. It was a shame.
Oh, it was in almost off the campus.
Yeah, you had to wear a bag over your head when you walked into the building, so no one knew you went there. Like when I would meet girls in college, I wouldn't even tell. I'd go, "Yeah, I'm a communications major." I'd lie. I mean, if you said
They
you went
didn't
to
even
the
let
BU,
you declare a major.
if you went to BU Basic Studies, it meant you were an idiot in high school. The only reason they'd accept you is A, your father had money. You know what I mean? My dad was able to pay the tuition. And
Right.
B, they could tell that you were an idiot not because you were a moron, but because you were a reasonably smart person who didn't study.
Wrong.
You're a moron.
Thank you, Bubby Govanelli. Thank you, Bubby.
A brand new life, a brand new life, a brand new life around the bend.
Wow.
Okay, let's continue with 13th grade. Hang on.
I was his roommate, and I was like in idiot college. BU had a special program for morons. It was nice. I mean, I couldn't have gotten into that school with my grades. I had never opened a book in high school. But they said if you go to moron college for 2 years and you prove yourself, if you graduate with high honors and you apply yourself and show you're not an imbecile, we'll let you matriculate into the regular college school of communications.
I love the word matriculate. I
Yeah,
love that he keeps using.
Who wrote that for him?
With those chiclet teeth trying to say matriculate.
I was trying to get out of what I was reading whether or not
Angela,
it was
Mona.
an associate's degree program, which then allowed you to go into BU.
It almost seems like that. It's almost like when people go to
Look at Casey.
community college.
There were times I lost a dream or two.
Wow.
Angela, Mona, what am I doing here? I'm a baseball.
Wow.
This is such funny, stupid inside joke stuff going on right now. Okay.
Alyssa Milano.
So let's listen to how Dr. Lou was like the Doogie Howser, basically, of his.
Oh, absolutely.
Get into the 6-year. In other words, you could finish medical school.
You could
6
finish the
years.
whole thing, your bachelor's program
Everything.
and everything in 6 years.
Out of high school, he was smart enough to become a doctor, which was unbelievable. Like, you know, most people who become doctors go to 4-year undergraduate and then apply to medical school. Right out of
Which
high
is
school.
4
he applied.
years. Yeah.
Right, that's right. Right out of high school, he got into medical school, which was crazy. And I was proud of him because my friend, my future was very, let's say, hazy.
You
No
were
one
going to
really
need
knew
a
what-
doctor, so you're glad.
Well, I was proud of him and quite frankly envious too, because his life was set up. In other words, he was going to have no problem.
By the way, he said "in other words" or "in a sense" about 50
Yeah,
million
before
times
he
today.
even said the first thing. Gary does that too.
Oh my God, it drives me
That's how
insane.
you know it's. You know how that's. That's how you
Yep.
know it's kind of
It's-
a fib. You know,
Or a stupid dude trying to sound smart when he says,
Yeah.
in other
but
words, before
it's
the-
usually his tell though, when he's kind of like making up bullshit.
Yes,
It's
yes,
his-
yes.
That's the bullshit.
Zuma Dog, spot on. Another Stern show that could have easily been pre-recorded anytime. Doesn't stockpiling pre-recorded shows from mocking. Yeah, this not the live element of radio is
It's
pointless.
wasted on
Yes.
him.
Yep.
It's completely wasted on him. Okay, let's talk about Dr. Lou and how he shaved his pubes and actually shaved at like 13.
He matured very early.
He had all that hair even at 14?
When we were 14, there were girls who would mistake him for like a
Right.
college dude and hit on him.
Wow.
Right.
He was a good-looking guy, and yeah, it was crazy. And then they'd find out he was 14. You know, he wore a jock strap. You know, I didn't have any hair on my balls when I was like 13. He had pubes. He had, he had a mature penis.
He had a
He had a
thing
beard.
going on
Penis.
there.
No guess, guys.
All right, so
13 guess.
but
6 months.
how? Why do you know this? I mean, really, that's like a detail that
It's all
really.
he's got, Dennis. It's the always.
I know, but the detail about his friend's balls, his
That's
ball
his
sack.
passion. That's his
Mature.
passion.
It's a mature penis.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's a mature
Dennis, get that
penis.
straight. Mature penis.
It's a mature penis.
It's a mature penis. Okay, let's finish about Joe.
This is
I know.
disturbing.
He had a shave every day.
14. Okay,
Favorite.
you know what? I know that in the boy world, I guess just like with girls, like all of a sudden, you're 13 or something, and you come back to school, and there's that girl that has like gigantic tits all of a sudden. She just like exploded over the summer. And the same thing for guys too. It's like you were all like 5 feet tall, like when the summer started, and then all of a sudden you come back, and one of them is like 5'7" and is like gigantor compared to everybody else. But how many guys are shaving at 14?
Shaving their face.
You shaved at 14, Gidolini?
No, she said shaving their face. I'd say
Yes.
16.
I had to
Wait,
do a little bit,
hold
yeah.
on, time out. Dennis is saying
I had to do a little bit. Yeah, I had a little bit. At 14, I had to shave a little bit around. It was like down my goatee area. I was actually.
But you don't have a super swarthy growth, Dennis, do you?
Yes, I do. It's pretty.
All right.
Monique, it's pretty. It's pretty.
yeah, he's pretty.
It's pretty. It's pretty bristly.
He's pretty Sicilian. He is.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty
pretty
bad.
fucking Sicilian, that one over there.
It's pretty bad.
He really is. He's kind of like Year Without a Santa Claus. You know that where there's like that giant snow monster. That's kind of who Dennis is. I'm just saying. It's just.
No, I do not have back hair. I do not have back hair. It's the only thing I do not have is back hair.
I don't think I've ever actually recalled there being any tufts of hair coming out of your shirt, though.
No.
Although when you wear like button downs, when you
it
wear
does
button
stick out.
downs,
Yeah,
there is a little.
there is there.
There is there.
I trim so it doesn't look ridiculous.
Oh,
you
okay.
have,
So you do a little manscaping.
You gotta
for
do
that-
a little bit, otherwise you look like an animal.
for that tuftulation that you have going on your body.
Do you have Kenny Rogers pit stains, Dennis, when you sing Through the Years in Tennessee?
No, I did not call him Bigfoot.
I'm Big
Not
Mouth.
calling me Bigfoot.
Talking about the snow monster from Year Without a
Grease
Santa
bullshit.
Claus.
The abominable
masticles.
snowman.
Two
That's
masticles. It's real grease bullshit.
a big abominable snowman.
Snowman. Year without a Santa Claus. Hold on. Let me show you.
Yeah, Katie L. Donna goes, Case Jacqueline's probably shaving at 8. That's exactly right. That's exactly the dude shaving at 8.
But he has back hair.
Tell me this isn't Dennis, you fuckers. Hang on a second.
Sasquatch.
Tell me this is not Dennis. Hang on, let me share the screen.
Jason Kaplan is a fucking Sasquatch.
Yeah, here's Dennis. There you go. Dennis.
No, that's from Rudolph. That is from Rudolph.
No, it's Year Without a Santa Claus, silly. See? Year Without a Santa Claus.
Oh my God, look at Bill Gullick, right from the Montreal Expos payroll.
Oh wait, which one? Which picture? The
down,
abominable
Monique.
snowman?
That's all you, Yukon Cornelius.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Oh my
What?
Yukon Cornelius over here.
Mom, is this you?
Wow. So what do you want us to do, Bill?
Bill? Okay, I'm taking my top off right now.
Bill Gullick is our pimp.
So am I. Oh wait.
Bill, what's wrong with you?
He's setting the tone.
Bill, come on.
That's all your Uncle Vanya residuals, Monique. Coming back.
It's Turkish dollars.
It's true.
Bill, seriously, thank you so much. I don't even know who you are, and you're not somebody who's normally on our listening thing, but thank you so much. That's just an amazingly generous thing. I really appreciate that. Truly, we do. That's kind of amazing. I know, Bobby. See, we have loyal fans. I know. It's so amazing. Let me finish this clip.
I never shaved.
Uh-oh, Gina's got
You know, so he'd get on his bicycle, he'd come visit me, and it was quite moving. And then I told you we ended up in a bizarre twist of fate, being college roommates. I say bizarre twist of fate because he was a brilliant student, straight-A student who got into Boston University 6-year med right out of high school. He was in medical school. Now, that's very rare. That's like uber smart.
Listen, Bill, if you really meant 1999, I'm cool with that, so just let me know.
Stuttering John.
Yeah.
No, here's $199.19. I'm keeping it.
Yes, Melvin Letter says, Bill, ask us a question. Tell us about yourself. Yeah, so that was really... Why wasn't I told there would be an RG silent auction tonight? No, that's coming Memorial Day weekend. We're going to do like a
telethon.
We're going to do our telethon, yes, our annual telethon.
Not gonna have like that little creepy kid they had. And now I think you're going walkers.
Do you know we got in trouble because Xavier did a Jerry Lewis telethon song as Mr. Whiskers, and the Jerry Lewis telethon gave us a takedown notice?
Oh, it's a...
Are you kidding me? Yes.
Yep.
Yes. It was just the funniest friggin' thing. He did it like verbatim, like just doing Jerry Lewis's voice, and they made me take it down, those bastards. But you know, we could do it live and then take it down for the after party.
Let's do it live.
So here's Dr. Lou was the only white guy to visit Howard, which was of course very sweet of him.
And if there was somebody you liked, you would have stayed in touch with them.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be looking for them now.
Yeah, there's only one guy I'm interested in staying in touch with from all of my years growing up, which is my good friend, Dr. Louis Weinstein. He was my friend since 4th grade.
I don't believe he actually talks.
We talk on a regular basis.
I don't believe it.
I don't think
And you've never had to look for him. He's always been in your life.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy, and he was my college roommate, and he was always there for me. Always. I love him. He's a guy who was like a brother to me. I never had an actual brother, but when I lived in a really bad place, in a horrible community, that, quite frankly, white people were afraid of, he was the only white guy who ever came to visit me.
Okay, you guys talk for a few seconds. I'm going to find my
He has a sister, Dennis?
Jerry Lewis telephone.
Yeah, I know.
Thing.
You'd never know that he has a sister. He hasn't mentioned.
I want to know.
Ellen.
I want to know from all the new fans, like if they knew Howard has a sister. Like how many years did it take you? It would take you like a good decade to realize he has a sister. Or Fred's on the show.
Does he has Fred was selling on Monday. It was the best day ever. Now the thing is with Ellen, she has been brought up none with the whole parents thing.
It's
and she's
crazy.
the one that's actually there.
It's crazy
I
how
don't
little she
understand
comes
it.
up. And she's
But
on the 112 benefit plan.
Well, that's why she has. She knows where her bread is buttered. She doesn't make any waves. She got a retirement plan.
Didn't you see that thing I posted the other day where they did a whole
Yes,
article
that was
about
great,
her?
Monique. We need.
And didn't mention she was
good.
Howard's sister.
That's so good, Monique. She's under some kind of gag order. He doesn't come up in that whole piece. It's a big piece too. Oh,
Yeah.
that was so good. How did you find that?
You know what? I was doing research for the show because I was wondering whatever happened to her, and it just happened to pop up. I have to find this thing for you guys. I'm sorry.
Explain
So
to everybody what you're talking about. So there was an article on Ellen.
Dennis, can you pull it up on Gunk and people can look at it?
Yeah, hold on. Just give me a second. So they did an article on Ellen, who does all the pictures there at the North Shore Animal League.
Yes.
And let's see if I can find it. What is it called? Like Ellen.
It's Ellen.
And the last
just
name
say
Dunn
thread title by
at
Monique.
all as well, right? It's just Ellen Dunn throughout the whole piece.
Correct.
Yeah,
So
exactly,
weird.
yeah.
It's so fucking weird.
It was, and yeah, I mean they went out of their way to make sure that this wasn't this was not talked about.
Look at Beth's principal with a Ellen Travolta reference. That's
All right,
that's
so here we go. I found it. My internet is working. Hold on, let me get this thing going. A Chrome tab. Oh yes, there we go. We're gonna share.
Johnny Mudman.
There we go.
Johnny Mudman.
There is.
What'll it be? What'll it be?
So, featured volunteer Ellen Dunn blog Animal League. So, when Ellen Dunn first volunteered to photograph the hundreds of adoptable animals at North Shore Animal League, America in 2014, she wasn't sure if she had quite the skill set. An avid landscape photographer.
Ooh.
Okay. Ooh. Ellen knew that she had the talent and motivation, especially if it meant helping homeless animals find responsible, loving homes. But she knew getting dogs, cats, puppies, and kittens to sit in order to capture the true essence of their personality in a single image wouldn't be a walk in the park. And there, of course, is Howard's lovely sister. Today, almost 3 years later, Ellen and her Nikon D810 camera have become mainstays at our Port Washington, New York campus. Once a week, you can find her and her daughter, Sharon, who's always on hand and armed with a squeaky toy to assist her mother, photographing many of the adoptable dogs that temporarily call Animal League America home. All of Ellen's photos, which she spends several hours editing each week, are used on our website, social media outlets, and printed materials like our yearly fundraiser calendar, which Beefus was in, but not the one that Beefus was in.
No.
An effort to promote adoptions, something that she says is near and dear to her heart. The big payoff is when an animal is adopted because someone saw one of my photos. My heart is really with the adult dogs and senior animals because you always want to see them find great homes. At any time I'm able to assist with that aspect, I'm grateful, she said. It keeps me going to know that I'm making an impact. It also helps me have my daughter with me. The quality time we get to spend together during our time here is priceless. And there's an average picture of a cat. It just keeps on going and going.
It's a massive piece. And then what's
Yes.
the publication? It's called.
This is their blog, North Shore
It's
Animal
their
League.
blog. It's North Shore blog.
And he doesn't come up. Linda Aries is a great point. She wasn't in Private Parts either, which is insane.
And here at least the Stern genes didn't affect her daughter. So that was pretty good.
She's a
Which one is her daughter?
Elizabeth
The
Hurley.
ginger on the left or the ginger on the left?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's definitely.
See, she must look like the father because Howard is the spitting image of his mother.
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
Oh my God, I found it. I'm so excited. Hang on a second.
All right.
Let me just grab it.
Exactly. Birdie pants. Don't mention my brother. I don't want to upset him. And think about the timing on this. The timing on this is so insane in that this is exactly, 1 year, 2 years after Beefus started doing the North Shore Animal League thing.
Oh yeah, it's completely 112.
I mean, it literally
Waldian, embedded into. We showed you that somebody a mole who works there, Howard has not and Beth have not donated a cent of their own money to it.
No,
it's a whole. We knew. I mean, it's not news to anybody. This is all just it was get her famous, and after 10,000 things failed, they went to this. Because who's going to say no to it? And she can't be fired from it, and she gets a salary and the whole thing. It is a great scam. Now she's into cats.
Oh man, it's I can't. It's not downloadable anymore. It's not on the. Fuck. So upset.
Oh my God.
I know all this for nothing. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here like an idiot, trying to find. You'll Never Walk Alone. It's just so perfect.
Yeah, Sunflower Dragon writes, by saying he loves Dr. Lou, it's like attempting to make himself appear like he has actual human emotions. And it's very doctorial, Sunflower. He wants to be associated with any MD. So,
Linda Ayers has a question. I wonder how Ellen really feels about Howard's version of growing up. Probably just like his mother.
Yes.
They know he's full of shit, but they just let him go because whatever. But they because his mother used to call him out all the time when, in the 80s and the early 90s on his bullshit.
She's one of the most subservient, sweet, cavalier people. There's a couple clips of her in the old birthday shows where she's in the crowd and she's just just a sweet little Jewish woman who's no pushback, and she just kind of goes, she's the complete, doesn't crave attention.
Thank you, Kilo Sierra.
All right. I tried. It was so funny, and now I can't find it, and so I'm sorry. Well, I promise you I'll have it for tomorrow, okay? All right, let's move on with the show. Sorry that we got distracted by Ellen Dunn.
Ellen Dunn.
Hey, if there's one stunner that's going to distract us all, it's Ellen Dunn.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Robin fucking up with the total wine read.
Ah, yes.
Can we talk about this?
Stunner.
Do you want to play it first and talk about it, or?
Yeah. Okay. So.
Because
yeah.
I have.
Oh, this is interesting, Monique. G. Canada writes, Howard freely admits to not seeing Dr. Lou in person since Howie's wedding, which is 20 years ago. I completely believe that.
Jesus Christ.
I believe G. Canada's spot on. I totally believe. That's what I just said. I said he doesn't actually speak to him. I think it's just a total.
Interesting. I think he does. He probably texts with him every once in a while.
No, that's
to ask him how
Marcy.
he's doing.
No nonsense. No civilians. It's not in Marcy's playbook.
All right. Let's listen to this live read. And Robin, I don't even know what to say about this.
Total Wine and More.
What?
Yeah.
Like she just woke up.
What's Total Wine?
What is it?
Total Wine is me on the radio whining about everything. It's the Total Wine.
Oh, that's what it is.
Total Wine and More wants you to know they offer hundreds of wines and spirits at low price. Friendly expert guides ready to help you find that perfect bottle. Plus, you will have the confidence
I think I have an
knowing.
account at a Total Wine.
Oh, really?
Is that right?
Yes,
Well, how do you-
and they are
what?
always so helpful. Like now that you're saying it, I see the marquee, the billboard up there that says their name, and I'm like, yeah, every time I've gone and asked for advice, they have somebody who can really lead you to what you're looking for.
What the hell? What the hell, you guys?
Bill Gulick has a follow-up, Monique.
She literally.
William Gulick.
She literally has become like retarded. I mean, honest to God, it's a live read. And she blurts that out during a live read. Oh
Highest paid newswoman, Dennis,
Yes.
in America, by far.
You are awesome, Bill. That's the correct amount. It was long overdue. You give me years of entertainment. Dennis's green screen forever.
But I mean, just the utter surprise for this giant chain of wine and liquor stores.
Giant chain.
There's 6 of them in New Jersey. There's 2 of them in New York.
There's a shit ton of them in Florida,
38
no?
in Florida. There's 38 in Florida. One is 4 miles from my house.
I'm gonna pay Howard a retro compliment. Which
retro?
is crazy, yeah, which is a complete outlier on this show. He used to be one of the many things he was good. He was a phenomenal live commercial reader back in the day. Phenomenal. He would a product he never used. You knew he didn't use it, and you were so convinced at the end. He was really, really good at that. And now it's this apathetic fucking slog through camp, and he's throwing it to Robin, and I can't even believe the company goes along with it.
Can you believe he threw that to Robin, though? Like, seriously, of all things.
Of all people. Of all people, too. I mean, and Robin, you know, the save was really bad. I mean, that wasn't even a save. I have a card. No, you don't. You don't
it was horrible. Honestly, that was horrible.
They're so helpful. No, they're not.
Why don't you bring in JD to read the commercial with you, Howard?
Might as well. It might as well. I mean, that's much effort he put into it.
Yeah, that was just really awful. Okay.
And they say you with what? Wine.
So then he, let's see. Okay, so then we just talked really quickly about Dr. Lou having sex in the room and what Howard would do when Dr. Lou was having sex, because obviously
play with his pilot outside.
Let's hear.
He didn't make judgments. I was his friend. He was a great roommate. If I was with a woman, he would leave the room,
right,
and find himself something to do. And when he was with a woman, which was way more often than me, I would leave the room and I'd be like, "Oh fuck! I wish he was a little uglier." So that
because I'm always out of the room.
And you want to know something? I didn't know what to do with myself when I was out of the room. I really didn't. I had nowhere to go. The rule in college was if your roommate had a girl, you left. And, I would get girls from time to time, and Lou would never complain. He disappeared. He never said to me, I didn't know where to go. He found something.
Yeah, he got busy.
He got busy. Me, Lou was with a girl. I'd sit on the floor outside the door like a dog, waiting to get back into my room.
Yeah.
Where was I going to go?
I know you can honestly see this thing sitting on the floor outside of his room. Like, seriously. First off, this one looks like Gilbert Gottfried. So
he does.
I'm not really understanding the Dr. Lou, such a handsome guy phenomenon.
Maybe half of Nassau County looked like Gilbert Gottfried back then.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true.
Maybe he had good game. He might have had good game.
He might have had good game. He good game.
Howard has no game. So,
So you think they met at Camp Well Met? Like, you think that they...
You don't think he knew him since 4th grade?
I'm not really sure.
They went together. They went to Wellmet together.
They always went to Wellmet together.
I chose not to, but they went to Wellmet together.
Okay.
I love those jorts on Howard. Those are really sexy.
J.I. Young goes, Howard to wear Dr. Lou's underwear like a Zorro mask.
That's right.
Yes, that's a real picture. That's Howard
thing,
at his camp. And Mo, if you see, wait, Mo,
oh, right,
if you zoom in
that's
on the photo, you can see Wig's bubble gum poking out of those shorts. All right, I'm scared to understand why you know that, but let me
no.
Let me save this image so that I can.
What, for later?
No, I'm gonna save it right this second on my screen because it'll be easier for me to blow it up from the actual picture, and then we can look at the bubble gum. The bubble gum in his jeans. Hang on a second. I blow this shit up. Oh, I don't see bubble gum. I can't believe you made me blow this up for nothing. This is just a ridiculous. Here's Howard. Here's Howard with Dr. Lou.
All blown up.
All blown up.
From Bobby Cannelli. The sign says, "If there's a wig on the door, don't come in." That's
Think about this.
Western Kentucky.
Look at him. Look at those legs. Look at what is going on in this picture. This is not a man who got laid in college. This is a man who met Allison probably his third year in school because she was like an actual student. And here comes dummy from 14th grade into the real school. And because who? My dog is barking. Who would fuck that? Who?
Robin Givens.
No. I don't think so.
She fucked his wallet. She fucked his wallet. That's what she fucked. Yeah.
Wouldn't you guys rather hear college stories from Casey Armstrong in Western Kentucky?
Oh my
all
God!
day,
You
all
know how
night?
many times
Wouldn't
have we
you all
said we
rather
want
hear
Casey
that?
back on here so that we can
I
hear
think
those
he's
things.
got some great colleges. I really think there's a lot going on Western Kentucky wise. His hilltoppers.
Ring Your Bell, Dennis. Are you reading what Ring Your Bell wrote? I don't remember that from yesterday. Did you guys catch the prostitute comment yesterday? How his dad asked what happened to loyalty. Why didn't you get a hooker? What is that about?
All right. So he was talking about not being able to get girls because I like I said, I heard some of this segment and I couldn't turn the radio off fast enough. So if I remember correctly, it was talking about Ben and Ray, not like Ben having needs and Ray was saying she had to do her duty.
What?
And yeah, I swear to God, I'm remembering. I'm kind of getting a little nauseous thinking about this. And then like like if maybe she like Ray asking it was just weird, and I really don't want to think about it anymore because it made me kind of sick.
Okay, Zuma Doug is asking us to please address this issue. Why is Howard being purposefully bad? No way he doesn't realize this is boring nonsense. He's turned the lights out on purpose.
We only respond to capital letters.
Exactly.
Nice.
5 words.
All right. Who wants to take this first? Because it's pretty obvious what he's doing. He's mailing it in. He got paid.
Because he can.
He doesn't have to put a product.
He has no quality control. There's no ratings. No one's telling him boo.
Nobody's holding him accountable.
He's a silent
for
partner.
anything.
He has no accountability.
Yeah, he literally can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, however he wants. Do as little work as humanly possible, which he's doing, and loves to hear himself talk because he's a massive narcissist.
And then the lemmings tell him it's great. And he doesn't. He's insulated from all conversation. As long as he gets a text from Kimmel after the show, that's all that matters.
Can we not forget that Brent said that to me? Can we not forget that Jeremy and Marcy basically blow smoke up his ass? And even if it's like a bad show or like they'll just tell him it was great, everything is wonderful.
Remember the clip we played yesterday from the Conan interview about Marcy? That's what she does.
He can't remember because he's such a massive narcissist. He can't handle being told he did something wrong. It's unfathomable for him.
Well, it's not like he'd correct it too, Dennis. He would just get angry. He would just have a bitch, spoiled brat. It's not like he would have any, stick-to-itiveness to correct anything or give you any kind of product. He's the opposite of consumer advocacy. Right. Your money means nothing to him. Your fandom, your subscription mean nothing. He's got his money and he's gonna shit on you.
David says, Howard writes in private parts about rejecting a girl he fucked when he was in college. Such lies he would kill to find repeat business. Yep. I think what the story was, though, is that some girl that he did bang in college sought him out after she knew that he was popular or famous. And then he went and kind of tracked her down on Facebook and saw that, she didn't retain her looks because, he's told us many times he banged like the second hottest girl in all of BU, as if we believe that for a second.
He's a fabulous.
That's what the story was. What did you call him? I'm loving that word.
Fabulous.
Fabulous.
You're gonna love this word. It is about the fantastic Amber Heard, Artie, Bert Kreischer, Howard. These people who tell Chuck Zito, they tell fantastical stories where they're the victim or the focal point of it, and all these crazy things happen to them all the time, every time, and they're at the center of it, and they win out in the end.
Right.
The Fabulous. I learned that last week.
Yeah, I'm kind of digging that. Okay, so I know these are the words. Come on, now touch me, Lou. I don't want to sing it. Okay, so again, for any of you who weren't here from the beginning,
thank you, Steve Harvey.
Mr. Whiskers already called in sick today, which I played right at the beginning of the show.
Abe took us because Howard's a fabulous.
Fabulous. Yeah, that's awesome. And he did not mention his parents once today. Nope. So it's really one of those shows that for the first time in a very, very, very long time, he did not go into like a whole thing. And I'm sure his father's still in the hospital. I'm sure Ray is being Ray. And, I feel like... And
thank you, Melvin.
I'm not going to say anything weird about him, like, even listening to our show, because I don't think he listens to our show at all. But I do think
his minions do,
that the fact that his constant discussion and anger over his parents, it's got to be feeding off in some way, shape, or form into like the emails he gets or something. It has to be, because it's just too much.
He can't be insulated from everything.
He can't because he's not getting. They're not getting many emails. They don't get a lot of phone calls. There's not a lot of feedback. He can't comment on Twitter. So no, trust me. There's no. It was just done because he didn't feel like talking about it today. That's why. He'll tomorrow he'll be talking about it tomorrow.
Every now and again, Kimmel will slip something in like, "What's the deal with these stern coats?" And that sticks in the back of his plug head a little bit. Every now and again, something slips out.
I think we're witnessing his therapy on display, beating around the mulberry bush of his perceived slights over his parents and his unrequited love of Dr. Lou. You can probably not be too far off on that. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you for that
in our
definition,
effort
Melvin.
to talk about other things that have to do with this show, which was originally meant to only be a hour-long show, we are I don't even know if I want to do the squeaker rap or the muckbanging thing.
It was so ridiculous.
Oh,
it was
skip it.
so ridiculous.
It was. I mean, him putting that on his radar, that had to be in the wiki thing because there was no reason for this whole talking about music that I don't even know about or care about, and like this 70-year-old pelican who listens to Tiny Bubbles.
To bread.
The bread. I mean, bread is almost too heavy for him. And it was just so bizarre and just out of place. So we can skip that all day long because
That's the Brandano. That's the musical director.
Well,
I'm sorry, Brandano.
Yeah, that's
for all of you who don't know what squeaker rap is, I just feel the need to give you the slightest little bit of
Mr.
it.
Whiskers.
You know what? I swear to God, I said to Xavier today, I think you could do this song and do it incredibly well.
Hey, Monique, he is a 37-year-old demographic and only getting younger.
Exactly.
With things like this.
Just listen to a little squeak rap, okay?
Here's the song that made him go viral online. It's called For the Trap. This song has almost 18 million views on YouTube. Here you go.
That's actually more authentic than Howard's speaking voice right now on the radio. The Darth Kermit compression.
Holy shit. They were so jealous. They were so jealous of this other squeak rap that has a ridiculous amount of listens, and Robin can't even imagine that it could be this, like, that people actually listen to this. Here, it's just one more. I have to. I'm sorry.
Have you heard about squeak rap? I hate all this shit.
Squeak rap?
Yeah, real quick, I got to get to this. This is, remember I was telling you about something called mumble rap on the show? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's rapping, and it's very popular, evidently, where rappers will focus more on the sound than having clear lyrics. And you really
it's
can't
like what
understand
jazz
words.
Singers used to call scat. No
Robin,
words.
It's
No.
You're not black, Robin.
So
Wow.
squeak rap, here's an example. This is
He's so hip.
what is this? This is mumble rap, I think. No, this is squeak rap.
Puff
I know,
Daddy
mumble
sent us
rap
more
is
Sean
so-
John clothes.
This has 530
2019.
million views on YouTube.
Yes.
Wait, how many?
Views
500
on YouTube.
500
This has
million.
530 million views on
530 million.
YouTube.
Top Howard
imagine.
Stern video
Yeah.
is when they covered the Prince song. 70 million views. That's
Right,
it.
and it was only because Prince died
Adam
and there was no
Right.
Prince on
Adam Levine
YouTube.
carrying Prince. That's
Listen
it.
to what Robin says. She's such an idiot.
Yes.
This is called Lifestyle by Rich Gang, featuring Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan.
Well, I've heard of Young Thug.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, this is mumble
actually
rap.
getting traction?
This is actually getting traction. He just said it had over 500 million views.
Yeah.
And
It's getting
she's
traction.
shocked and amazed that it's getting traction.
It's getting
gotta keep-
traction.
You got to keep that millennial audience they have, and it just gets younger every day.
Oh, this
Hey,
is
Puff
squeak
Daddy.
rap. I don't know what the fuck it is. Can't make it out. All right, it's squeak rap.
The fuck? You know, this is how I know I'm getting old, is because I I can't imagine driving around in my car playing that.
No.
And people even looking at me askew and saying,
even worse, you're being
introduced
introduced to it by a 70-year-old.
Exactly.
Monique,
I think that's more embarrassing.
Monique, me at 22 wouldn't drive around with that. It's
Can
awful.
you imagine?
No.
Can you imagine? And can you imagine that Robin saying, "This is getting traction"?
Traction.
500 billion views. This is getting traction.
More than all the Stern views together.
Bobby needs to hear arms sing to even it out. Just so you know. And then he's also trying to introduce us to muckbanging, which, by the way, Cookie has muckbanged us on the RadioGunk forum for years now. I mean, it's literally something where basically these really chunky Koreans used to buy like a shit ton of food, and then you would just watch them eat it.
Oh, please don't play this. Please, dear God, don't play this.
No.
Oh.
I don't even have a clip of it, but here's
Thank
Howard
God.
explaining what muckbanging is to us, and then we're going to go to clearing out the computer because we got a couple of things on Dr. Lou on there, so we're going to talk about
I
that.
hate this. I shouldn't even play this next thing. This is called The Wonderful World of Muckbangs. Have you heard of anything called muckbangs?
Of course not. Where am I going to hear?
Yeah. If you love watching and listening to people eat, and here it is.
His worst nightmare.
The Wonderful World of Muckbangs.
I didn't play any, Dennis. Don't worry
A
about
mukbang is an online video where the host, usually an attractive woman, consumes an enormous meal. It became popular in South Korea in 2010,
it. He's just reading some
but has
stupid
since
shit
become
that
a
he's
global
never-
phenom.
Wikipedia.
And I got to
Wikipedia.
tell you,
You can't read it anymore either.
it makes
It's
me
true.
mental. I cannot deal with this. I do not
I
like
hate
this.
watching people eat close
Me
up.
too. Yeah, and they get these microphones that are super sensitive. Mukbangs usually involve two key elements: the description of the food and loud chewing.
This is what he wants to let us know about.
No,
What?
Cindy Lou Who, I won't get you a toaster at Costco.
What is he? Here, I just just
Lauren
so
Marie
you
writes,
can
this is as bad as
see-
when Howard
I'm
tried
just
to push
gonna-
that band Cops on everybody. How about Hum, Lauren Marie? You remember Hum? I think we missed the train to Mars.
Oh, God, please, no.
She's out back counting stars.
Okay, just want to show you two mukbangers. And you know, this is something that Howard secretly loves to know about, because I don't think there's anything that he likes more than looking at people like this.
Oh yeah,
Christ.
God, fat shamer, Schadenfreude, fat shame,
Fat
all in
shaming
one.
Schadenfreude, exactly.
Fat shaming Freud is his religion.
God.
Right, and so
Every
they whip
anorexic,
No,
positive
don't
homosexual.
even, please,
out.
no.
Look at all the food that they've got going on
this
now.
is just, please,
Look at
dear
this.
God.
Look what's
I'm
going on
gonna,
now.
I'm gonna vomit. Just
Look
please.
what's
Good.
going on now.
Looks good.
I'll literally
Good
vomit.
stuff. Better than hot water and lemon.
500,000
Oh.
views. The channel has 328 million views
Oh,
with
we're just-
1.16 million subscribers to watch this thing and this thing
This.
eat
I mean,
this
that's
shit.
literally, that's like
Yes.
that's a week's worth of food for me. At
He's,
least
Dennis,
month,
are you kidding me? This is
Dennis,
2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Dennis,
That'd
you
take me a
guineas
long
are always
time.
frying chicken cutlets. I believe every word of that.
Hey,
When you're not hosing
I
down
did that
driveways,
tonight.
you're frying chicken
Don't
cutlets.
stereotype. Don't stereotype. I did that tonight.
If you're gonna do it, make an event out of it. Make 1,000 of them and freeze them. I agree.
Grilled some zucchini, rice.
Look at all that white food. Blech.
Oh my God, there's not
Monique,
a
what is
vegetable
that
to be
cup?
found.
Cane's? Is that an actual?
Cane's.
Yeah, Cane's.
What
Yeah,
is
it's
that?
Cane's Chicken. It's out west.
Oh, I don't know that. It's a fast food place.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, there's not a vegetable to be found.
This is
Jesus.
like John Hine food.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Oh.
Like in another life, John Hine would be doing this for sure. It's disgusting. It's as vile
I
as things
can't.
come.
I just can't. I'm
Okay,
really
so that's
sick.
muckbanging, just in case you needed to know. So all you crazy hip kids, now you just shame on you, Mo. It's just a little amuse-bouche.
Ah!
Very nice, very nice. All right, so I don't think we're doing a calendar today because we're still in the middle of the week, and we did in fact do the calendar yesterday. So it is absolutely now time
Tuning out,
to
tuning out the computer.
Oh my God, Fudgicle's like she has a 6-figure BMI. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Raising Cane's has tremendous chicken tenders. All right, I believe
they
you.
look good. I will totally.
Tremendous.
What
best.
states have them, Dennis? What?
I know there's one. I know there's
Is there
some
one
in
here?
Southern Nevada. No, I don't.
It's a
I don't
Vegas
think here.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. That's it. Just Nevada.
That's what I. Well, I have family there. That's the only reason I know that I have it.
It looks good. It looks. I
don't know from
I wish
Cane's
we
at
had
all.
one.
Yeah,
I like Chick-fil-A.
It took Long Island up until 5 years ago to get Chick-fil-A and Sonic, because Long Island thinks it's diners or so. You know, they're very late to fast food.
I don't need either of those.
Sonic is awful.
I don't know from Sonic at all. I see. You know what I see down here? Culver's. What is Culver's?
I don't know.
Wisconsin. All right, it's a Wisconsin chain that has fresh hamburgers and cheese curds, and they make frozen custard.
Is that Brian
Not ice cream,
Boswick?
frozen custard, and it
Good?
is phenomenal. Utterly
Really?
delicious food. Really nice people too.
Brian
And they always have- and they
Boswick
have
with
coupons.
a Breaking Bad reference. Los Polos Hermanos.
Oh my God, I'm up
Right?
to episode 4. Don't say a word to me.
I want to
about
rewatch that
freaking show.
again.
So good, so good.
Where's
Monique,
this?
what do you eat
South
for breakfast?
Carolina.
I do not eat breakfast.
Weirdo.
I would say 6 out of 7 days I do not eat breakfast.
I don't either.
What I have is a little concoction that I make,
That's
which
wrong.
is a tablespoon of instant Cafe Bustelo espresso coffee with 1 sweet and low and 2 tablespoons of turmeric and 1 tablespoon of unsweetened cocoa powder. And I put that into a cup with a little hot water to make it, viscous. And then I add a cup of oat milk and like a couple of tablespoons of like heavy cream. And then I
Jesus
whip that
Christ.
in my blender. And that's what I drink for breakfast.
Cafe
Jesus-
Bustelo is so
Jesus Christ.
Rosie Perez in the early 80s getting off the D train.
And that's it. But that's only because it really does fill me up. And I don't like eating
Metamucil.
breakfast.
I don't either.
sometimes-
I'm too anxiety ridden for breakfast.
Yeah, I just don't.
All right.
It's just not for me. Okay.
No, I am Tim Sullivan asking why I have such good fast food knowledge yet I'm not gigantic. It's because I actually do exercise and I don't eat it very often.
Bocce ball burns a lot of calories, guys.
Bocce's there's a lot of walking.
That's
A lot of walking.
Dennis, don't you do yoga as well?
Yes, I do. I do yoga.
Yes, he does. See?
I do
No, it's
yoga.
not a
I'm doing
green
it tomorrow
drink though.
morning.
It's not a green drink. It's much more tasty than that. It really.
I like green drink though.
I have a not a blender, a processor, like a
bullet?
no, it's really much bigger than that, and you just throw like your kale in it and carrots and apples and shit like that, and I love that as well.
Lauren Marie writes, Muckbang is really popular in 2015. As
Exactly.
usual, Howard is right on schedule with the trends.
No, but he's
Lauren,
gonna
you're
love
so-
it now, and he's gonna obsess over it because he loves those 600-pound women, all of that shit. Like he loves it.
7-year-old Chinese food, Lauren. Just like the show.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, so let's listen to a little Dr. Lou. So what do you have here for us?
It's from the history of Howard Stern, Howard's drug experience in college with Dr. Lou, and Ray. Ray talks about how they paid for college for him, and it's pretty generic
It's
clips,
not
but we get to hear what Dr.
green.
Lou
What is
sounds
wrong
like.
with you people? I said it's not green. It's coffee with turmeric and cocoa. That's what it is, and it tastes fucking delicious.
Where the
I-
hell
I'm-
is the Sunvet Mall?
Oh, it's in Holbrook. It's on the border
Oh.
of Holbrook and Sayville, Dennis. I don't know who
Nah,
said that, but
I doubt that's the
it
best
is.
pizza.
It is, Dennis. It is the shitty mall in the area where it's.
But
I
that
don't even
the
know
pizza
how
may
to-
be good then.
It's the OTB I was talking about, where you're hosing down the sidewalk out of the.
Okay, we're gonna do Dr. Lou.
It's the worst.
Dr. Lou.
Yeah,
All right,
it
Dr.
was.
Lou.
It wasn't even a look. It was just long. I looked like my grandmother.
He came back to our room one night, and it was the 70s.
That's Dr. Lou
That's
speaking.
Dr. Lou. Yes,
Yeah, he's so.
He
yeah,
sounds like a small person. Is he a small person?
probably.
He is. He's a little
He does
dude.
sound like a
Probably
small
like
person.
5'6".
He's a
Probably
new
like
Hyde Park
5'6".
spinner. He's from where my dad's original IBM was, Jeff Schick. If you want to talk about Jeff Schick.
Dipping
New
dog.
Hyde Park, right off the LIE.
Look at Dunn. All right, here we
And
go.
so, but it was still that time when people were, experimenting with drugs. So he had scored 2 hits of blotter acid. And he was real excited, and he said, I got 2 hits of blotter acid. He says, I'm going to, you take one, I'll take one. And I was really looking at it saying, I'm just not ready for this here. So I said, I just don't feel like I'm comfortable with the idea. Turns out that each hit of blotter acid was supposed to be divided up like 16 times, and you put it under your tongue and whatever you do. And so he decided that he was going to take his, and so he put the whole thing under his tongue. And that's when his experience started. And the first 5 minutes or so, he was, he's looking at the ceiling, and he's telling me how it's running like a river, and it's like looking so cool. And like 15 minutes later, he was just flipping out, totally flipping out. Onto the
Wow. Okay, so I guess Howard did do drugs once.
This is once. So
By the way, Dr.
did it
Lou
wrong.
is the classic example of somebody who was raised in Long Island, went to school elsewhere, came back to Long Island,
Nassau County.
practices in Long Island, probably lives in Long Island, and has never left Long
Nassau
Island.
County.
Long Island.
Everything
Long
is,
Island.
Long Island, except
He's
to go to
never left
college.
Long Island.
Except to go to college.
Yeah. So what is this one? Wait, I have drugs at BU and hard drugs. Which is the difference here?
It's the same. They're similar. One of them is an intro to that. I think you played the second one first. It doesn't matter.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize
Doesn't
that's
matter.
what the same
river,
thing.
just to
Sorry,
hang
don't worry.
around there, and he's looking up at the moon, and he's
Public
telling me about
domain.
the sun coming out, and
Public
he had totally lost it. Plus, I'm sure the stuff had been cut with some speed or something like that, because he was up all night, and unfortunately, so was I, and I had to listen to it. But he, after that.
What's the fucking point of listening to it?
It's like a public domain. It's like a fair use away. You know how generous Mick Jagger is with his
Oh my God, so
with his
generous.
music rights, right? It's
So
for
generous.
everybody.
Almost
Thank
as
you,
generous
Mick.
as that fucking Sheryl Crow the other day.
Yes.
And he got banged for Robin singing it with a completely different band, in a tune in a
Brandano.
step
Oh, agreed
lower.
to Matt. The most overused
Yep.
music track. Leave it to them
Right.
to spin.
So Tiger Lily, she's asking about the music. That's a Brandano friggin'
Yeah.
disaster, right?
History
It's
of
horrible.
Howard Stern. They
Yep.
would overproduce this bullshit where they would play music blaring while they're speaking and have sound effects, and it would just be so over the top, so you can't even hear the dialogue.
So over the top. Okay, so I have
I
two
like
videos.
this O'Reilly clip. I think this is a BU clip. You're gonna
Okay,
love
so I'm
it.
not going to go to Ray Stern. I'm going to go to O'Reilly.
Unless you want to go to Ray Stern first, which
No,
is
no,
go
no,
to Ray
no,
Stern.
no.
'cause it's
Listen,
on-
listen. But we're on BU. Let's do this.
This is
Hang
Bill
on.
O'Reilly coming into the show. His only time I think he was in studio in 2003, and Howard somehow doesn't know. Bill O'Reilly went to BU, and what's great about this clip, it's yet another clip of Howard lying about his height. He's actually taller than 6'5", and O'Reilly throws it in his face, kind of.
Okay, here we go.
They forgot to cut you off.
Hey, Bill. How you doing? Bill. You Boston University graduate or Harvard?
Wait a minute, Monique, did you get
Both.
Is there something before that? Yeah.
He's
Wait,
from
Looks
Fox.
like a tall guy.
He's about 6'5", I think. Let me see how tall.
Shocked.
Wow, you are a tall guy. What are you, 6'5"?
They forgot to cut you off.
Hey, Bill.
Wow. Caught that.
Bill. You Boston University graduate or Harvard?
Both.
Wow, look at you. Harvard, what year? I mean, like, what were you, master's in Harvard?
Yeah, I got a master's at the Kennedy School in '95. I was at BU when you were there, and I knew you.
Are we
because,
the same age?
I was in the master's program.
Oh.
And you were flunking out of the regular program.
Yes.
But I saw you because you were walking around the hall, and I said, "This is the only guy in the." Number one, I knew you were from Long Island. You just had Long Island written all over you, and so am I.
Yeah.
And then you were the only guy taller than me.
Is that true? You do remember me?
I do, because you just shuffle. You shuffle down the hall.
I do have an odd walk,
He
don't
did see you.
I? Yes.
Where is, I don't see Rob. Oh, there she is.
Here
How
I
are
am.
you?
Robin's
I'm
over
just
there.
fine.
Yes.
Nice to see you.
It's a
So
great.
he's 6'5", and he said you're the only guy there that was taller than me.
Yeah, if you caught it when he was walking in, and he said, "Well, Bill, what are you, 6'5"?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm shorter than you."
Yes, he
He's
did.
from
Oh, that's
Fox.
I couldn't read it.
He's about 6'5",
Good catch,
I
Dennis. I
think.
couldn't see his
Let me see
Right.
how tall.
Shocked.
Wow, you are a tall guy. What are you, 6'5"?
Yeah.
They forgot to cut you off.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah, we will always maintain that Howard is taller than.
We have
the 6'5"
receipts,
that he
Monique.
is.
We have 3 receipts. We
Yes.
have Nubian receipts from Shaquille O'Neal and
We have
Magic Johnson.
receipts.
7, baby.
Receipts.
Hold it.
Okay, so I have another MP4 and then I have Ray. So where do you want me
This
to go now?
MP4 is not. This is from Sunflower Dragon. This is This is the prelude to Marcy. This is the first time Howard induces a Marcy threat to Gary, and this is a couple months before the actual Pelican brief, and it's all in here. And he screams at him, and this is when he's planning to strip down the stations. And he goes on. I'd never seen this. I don't know why. I haven't seen it. And it's this is from Sunflower Dragon recommendation.
Okay, awesome.
I think you'll like.
How long was our meeting yesterday, Gary? It went on for like 2 and 3 hours because.
Yeah, I talked to you late in the afternoon. You said I just got home.
Yeah, well, I was lecturing for the Consumer Electronics Show, and I went. That Gary didn't tell me what he was doing. I found out he's just going to some dumb fucking like. Gary, don't you have a job with me?
Okay, so
I got a ton of shit you could do.
So I go every year. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm always available. I do this one thing a year.
Yeah.
Everybody else that's going is going for work.
What are we doing?
There's 2 Geek Time shows. There's a Geek Time on Thursday and a Geek Time on
That
Friday.
dumb show Ralph does?
This is don't. Oh, I was saying, don't put it on me.
I'm asking.
Yeah, it's Ralph's show.
That show Ralph does?
So they're doing 2 of them out there. I guess they got a sponsor. So it's Jason.
Jace, doesn't he work for
John
me?
Hine.
Well, he's on the show.
But
He's in the
the
process
work
of
here
shutting
comes
down the
first.
channel.
I think that's understood, but
Don't I have to be consulted on that?
Was this after the Marcy thing? Because
Just
now
before it.
he's wearing a blazer.
This
Are
is
you
a
sure?
that,
He's
not
got a
the,
blazer
the,
on,
the
though.
blazer stuff came just before that. So the blazer stuff came like in the process. Howard's with Marcy here, but she's not completely introduced to the whole
She's
show.
getting rid
He's
of his
gradually
extra emails. Getting rid of
exactly.
emails.
He's leaking her out. This is a couple months before the Pelican brief.
Okay.
And stuff. Whether I need you guys to do something. How about you guys all getting together on Friday and booking some incredible guests, like busting balls, coming up with a new plan?
But we always do, Howard. We do that every day, every minute of every day.
Really?
Yeah.
We're gonna have a meeting about it.
But I mean, Thursdays and
This
Fridays.
is what I do all day. I have meetings about stuff.
But Howard, Thursdays and Fridays, I'm always working on shows. This is a one-time-a-year thing. I have an office at home that I sit in when I get up till well into the day, and I do tons of work.
Bullshit.
All right, we'll have a conversation about it.
That's interesting. We should have a camera follow him.
No, I have
That's why I won't follow. I mean, I would love to have a camera follow me. Like I have a desk at
All right.
home.
I want to
that-
go to his office and sit with him.
Who's going to CES while I'll be home working on this show? Who's going to CES? I want to know with the Ralph show because
I'm sorry. Where are they going?
The electronic show.
Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas.
CES.
Yeah, remember the Geek Time would go there. So
Gotcha,
Howard's
gotcha.
Geek Time's doing pretty well, and Howard's threatened by that.
Geek
and he
Time
tells
actually was doing pretty well. He got
him.
better
A lot
guests
of passion.
on than
yeah.
Howard did.
Way better guests. Way better.
Yeah.
James Cameron.
Maybe just
Rose
people that
Saldana.
appeal more to our demographic of people that are on RadioGunk. But yes, I think it was just generally a better,
way better. Way
a
better.
better done show because he was a fan and it was kind of geeky. All right, let's continue.
that's important. Where is that happening?
So I guess Ralph,
Yeah.
John Hine,
Yeah.
Jason.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
Steve Brandano.
Steve Brandano.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
At the office.
But that's the. See, here's the
You
thing.
guys are all going to Vegas to work on the Ralph show? Let's call that the Ralph show from now on. Forget the Geek show.
But I
Just to
think-
remain everybody how important that show is.
Can I just say something? Because
It's of zero importance to me.
Jason said this when he was in here a couple weeks ago. There was a meeting a couple of years ago when you re-signed the contract. And he
Yeah.
said, "I want you guys to create programming." for the
Yes,
channel."
create programming.
So they did, and now you're mad at them that they're doing it.
No, I'm not mad at them for doing it. I'm mad at everyone going off to Vegas without telling me. And you were trying to hide it from me.
No, I wasn't.
I'm not free on Friday.
Wait, hold on a second. You just asked.
No, you when
asked
I asked
me-
you the other day, I said I need you to do something on Friday. You said,
You
by the
didn't
way,
ask me.
I'm not gonna be here.
You didn't ask me the other day. We talked about it just yesterday. That was after I said on the air that I was going. You asked me
no.
yesterday more about going to CS, and then yesterday afternoon.
No.
It
Not
was-
about CES. I told you there's something I want.
No,
that
I
somebody
understand.
was free to meet with you on Friday, and you said you're going out. And I said, I'm not going to bother Gary. He's got something important going on.
We talked about
You're going to CES. How's that help me? Are you working on Geek Time?
Can I give you the chronology of what actually? Can we just give me 2 seconds?
No. I don't want it.
Because you're off.
Goodbye.
You asked me
Goodbye.
yesterday morning on the air.
Yeah.
You said, Gary, you
not
going to
on
CES?
the air. I asked you
Hold on,
2 days ago off the air. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
It wasn't 2 days ago. It was yesterday.
You talk so much.
It was yesterday you asked me about it.
No.
So this is like the anger bubbling up inside of Howard.
Yes.
See, here he wanted to
PowerPoint
meet with
presentation.
See, he wanted him to meet with someone. If it wasn't Marcy, he'd be able to mention the proper name on the air. It's clearly Marcy he wants him to meet with, to whip him into shape. There's no doubt.
Right.
And now Howard's jealous because, as Crazy Robin points out, all those shows are getting way better, like Back Office Radio and Geek Time and the Wrap-Up Show are more interesting than his own show.
Yes.
And his lack of passion is
because
shining
they're
through.
more revealing.
Yes,
They're
and
more
there's
truthful. They're
people with passion are doing them too. He has none.
And the difference is a lot of those shows, let's admit it, they're relatively new compared to Howard being on air for 35 years, right? So it's just a different. Okay, let's see what Bobby says. CES and Geek Show. We'll be back in a minute. Stick around. All right, let me finish the clip.
I wrote you an email about meeting with someone.
See?
And
Yeah,
you said
I would
to
love
me,
to.
you said to me in person, I'm leaving. I'm not available to do that on Friday.
That was yesterday. I said that. I said that after I said on the air I was going to CES.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. But you didn't tell me you were going to CES.
But I had said it on the air yesterday. I just figured you knew it. Yesterday morning you said, Gary,
I don't pay attention to that for 1 minute.
Yesterday morning
I
you said,
thought
Gary,
you were going, when you say you're going to CES, I think you're going on your weekend. I didn't know you were going on a work day.
A beautiful email.
I didn't know that.
Okay. That I understand.
Subterfuge.
It's not subterfuge.
But anyway, my point is.
Do you need to be there on Friday?
Of course not. He doesn't
Do I
need
need to be there on
at all.
Friday?
Are you working on Geek Time?
I'm not working
So
on
what are
Geek
you
Time.
doing in Vegas?
I have a gig.
A gig?
Yeah.
A what?
I have an appearance.
Wait. There's something in my ear. An appearance.
But
I got to get guys in here who aren't superstars.
But even Howard, even past that,
You have an appearance.
Hold on, I would go out there every year when I didn't have an appearance.
Superstars.
I like to go to the show.
Does he sound like
thank you.
Alan Alda movie? Isn't that?
Yeah.
That's so Alan Alda that
I
let
hate
you so.
everything about that clip.
This is when he stripped all the channels down of all that original programming, and it's the piece of shit it is now. The Wrap-Up Show got neutered. This is the and Sunflower Dragon found it, and this isn't even meant to be the thing. This is just hidden in there, and she found it. It's not like it's labeled this.
Yeah.
That's
Curious.
Marcy. That's clearly Marcy. He keeps innuendoing. You got to meet with someone. You would say the name.
No, it can't.
If it was
He can't say
Sabian, he
that.
would say Tim over and over again.
No.
She
But,
can't bring
yeah.
her up.
And because she works for him, so it's
Yes.
not like
Correct.
so weird. Good clip. I like that a lot. Thank you for
Thank you,
sharing
Sunflower Dragon, for that find, because it's not labeled as such. She had to mine for that. Gary
Ben,
Stock was
Ben
still,
says Gary Stock was still high at this point. He'd have done so well with Barstool Sports
That's a
or with
great
another
point.
network. Yeah,
That's one of the crazy things about the series. Barstool Sports got axed because of Howard's money, and that's a way bigger entity, way bigger. It's not even close.
But the thing is, this just shows that Gary A has no imagination or ability to think outside the box. That's why he didn't leave. I mean, it's too easy to stay there.
Yeah, he can't project out. He can't project out.
I mean, because he easily, you're right. He easily would have done much better on Barstool than on this train wreck of a.
But at the
show
same
that's on
time,
now.
he's right, Dennis, because Howard told them.
Well, even back then,
we want
he would've-
shows. He's like, he's Mr. Notebook full of ideas. Oh, please program it. And as soon as they got a little bit of traction,
done.
And they're done because he can't handle anybody getting a good. He wanted them to almost fail.
All those guys have aged out. Okay, so whatever he may have been able to do back
Not
then,
anymore. He's too old.
I relish
Maybe
that,
Russo's channel.
that show we do when this fuckface finally retires.
I love when you say fuckface.
And he and all these assholes try to get jobs.
Yes, Jenny
First
McCarthy.
off, the fact that they have to get jobs and that he doesn't make them comfortable enough to be able to retire in their late 50s. That's number one.
Gary should. Gary
Retire?
should be able to. He should be able to.
Yeah,
The rest of them,
I think he made some decent.
the rest of them that aren't on the regular aren't air, they're all done. They're gonna be like, flipping hamburgers
I
at
feel
Wendy's.
like though, like I feel
They
like the
wish.
Mametz
Get
will
to
be able to
Wendy's.
get a job. He's
Well,
like
he
a
has
good-looking,
his
articulate
military
boy.
retirement.
I think I don't know.
Well, there's enough Howard Lemmings out there in the hiring purpose that in the Kimmels of the world
Not
that
in 4
might
more years?
just. Oh yeah, I hope you're right, Dennis. But I mean,
4 more years.
the AGT thing was astonishing in itself. I remember. This is for another show. I sent you an article that Melvin found me about AGT, how prophetic it was, predicting Howard would suck and it would all. It's unbelievable, Monique. He hadn't even started yet. This woman predicted everything that would happen. She had the money of taking him to New York. It was unbelievable.
We do have to play that. All right,
It's
so
an article. It's not a. It's not.
I know,
a clip.
I know. My final clip for tonight is Ray Stern talks Gunk and Lou.
Oh Jesus.
Okay, what is that?
No, the G Canada dentist. Are you kidding? Gary owed like $2 million on a house when he sold it.
G Canada is like
Jesus.
a real estate savant.
Fuck.
Okay.
Fuck keeps on working.
Make Howard happy.
Man, I think you're gonna have to chip in.
Johnny, give me this last clip with Ray Stern.
It's Ray talking about Howard's college experience and how much they paid for it and what he was like going to school.
Okay, love it.
Not how much, but it was.
He went to college.
Okay, that music's really annoying,
That's
just so you know.
awful.
All right, here we go.
And there again, Dr. Lou comes up in the
Why is it so loud compared to her voice?
Because that's how the Grandano doing his
That's
magic.
really, really annoying.
Oh, you
picture.
really?
And all through college, they shared living quarters of different sorts. And Dr. Lou was the one who would change the living quarters, take charge of the living quarters. Howard really went along for the ride. But having that friendship meant a lot to him. And in college, as far as I know, he had friends. He met his first wife. And he seemed happy there, and he did well there. I don't know whether he realized his father was paying a lot of money, and that perked him up because that meant a lot to him, that his father was footing the bill. And Howard did graduate with honors, and he did very well. And it was a very good experience in Boston University for Howard. He became very interested in writing. He did a lot of beautiful writing. He blossomed out. And I think college was really his opening up point. I think that was a wonderful experience.
Come on, Ray.
Because you're such a fucking smother mother that it's the first time other than camp that he probably has ever left the home for any reason whatsoever, right?
Yes.
And then his parents paid for him, and then you see, Dr. Lou basically had to find their new places, and
when they had an apartment, Dr. Lou had to get it. Dr. Lou probably set up the electricity. Dr. Lou set up the water. Dr. Lou set up the gas because Howard's a moron.
Howard's a moron.
He's just a moron.
Yeah, it was like taking his special friend with him everywhere he went. Like Dr. Lou probably felt sorry for him.
Yeah, and this side note, I hate that song. So
are you reeling in the fair use? Are you rolling in the public domain?
Yeah, we're gonna have to delete it once we're done with this show.
I despise that song so much.
Yes, Beth's principle. So Howard went to college and roomed with Dr. Lou, and at times he would pay a visit. And one time Dr. Lou's towel dropped, and I was in total shock at what I saw.
The weekends in the college didn't turn out like you planned. So you get it? They use that Steely Dan song. So
remember
clever,
when
Brandano.
he said he would program his channels with the best content, and what he put out was a hillbilly wrestling fan, an alien abductee who pissed in a jar, and his boy toy reviewing movies?
Yes. Oh wait,
now that you distill it down like that,
and his flunky producer and an overweight diabetic doing a wrap up on the show he did.
But he did have Bubba, and he did have Pharrell, and he did have some people for a minute.
Pharrell was good.
For a
was
minute.
actually very
Pharrell,
good.
it was crazy. He was 5 days a week, 8 to 12, a sports station on hour. It's a crazy thing. By himself too, with just Rasan.
There was a lot of energy in him. That was quite interesting that he was that wound up for that many hours.
David says Howard is his own worst enemy. His laziness and not listening to the history of Howard Stern yielded not realizing.
Oh
the
yeah,
gems
there's
of
so much in there,
transparency
David. So
we would
much.
Get out. Yeah, but that's
I'm
where
gonna
he
be going
got
through
his
it.
story about Dr. Lou today. That's where he got his story from his mother. Like seriously, that's where he got it from, and it was probably a good experience for him because and I bet you he was the mama's boy. He was the one holding onto her skirts, not the other way around.
Oh, absolutely.
Not her needing him.
Look at
needing
him.
her. Look at him. I know.
Look at him.
Did you see that new picture?
Oh my
God.
God.
Not nude.
That
That new picture I found of him that I threw on our website today.
That screams being in a locker.
Yeah, Sunflower, did you know Greg Fitzsimmons is a Buchwald client? So that's how he and Jay Thomas both lasted longer than everybody else on those chats. That was the only thing left over.
It was the only
they
thing
were
left.
both Buchwald clients.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And then they were gone. Well, Jay Thomas died off. I mean, so it was that.
Well, yeah, he kind of got cancer, kind of died. Yeah.
He's way better than Howard.
Oh yeah, he was. He was
yeah.
actually real.
Honest, I know.
He was
Loose
actually
cannon.
real. Yeah.
Where is that? I
His-
just want to show you guys this little
The,
picture here. Picture of young Howard. Okay, so I had
Yeah,
never
when-
seen this one before, but he actually looked like a normal child before.
Seven.
Like we like to say, he got slapped with a yarmulke.
Slapped the
but-
yarmulke.
Yeah, he got slapped. Really,
The
really
Jay
hard.
Thomas with his interview of Jason Bacon. That's
That's
probably the greatest interview ever in the history. Of
6
radio.
degrees of Jason Bacon, Dennis. Did you just say?
Not. I'm so tired. I'm just rambling.
I know. That's
Kevin Bacon. Kevin
Yeah,
Bacon.
I know.
There's little Howie.
That's a normal kid, right? I mean, this is Camp Bauman.
That's a normal '60s kid. So interestingly enough,
How does
I was
that
looking,
hair
He's like
go to
6
jet
years,
black?
6 or 7 years old there though.
and it's probably like 7 or 8. That looks
Yeah.
a little older than
This
6.
is like 61. This is like
But
61.
He
62.
reads on a 5-year-old level.
Oh,
If
absolutely.
you notice, I don't know who took this picture, but here's the picture of Howard with his mother and his sister right here. So it must be from the same, somebody took photos of photos.
Wait, he has a sister, Money?
Yeah, that's what I hear.
I heard rumors. I heard rumors.
That's
I
principal.
hear
That's a
rumors.
question for us. Okay, in Howard's own mind, what percentage of his terrestrial audience do you believe that Howard thought would follow him to Sirius? State the percentage, please. If you didn't write the exclamation mark, best principal, I never would answer this question at the end.
Well, okay, go ahead, go for it.
80% in his mind. I think he thought 20% would just not be bothered with the equipment. And that's it.
I would go with that too. He was figuring he'd get 8% of what 25 million he thought he had. So
I got
that'd be
a
like
question for
20
you.
20 million he thought he was going to bring over.
Let's say Artie freaks out before they go to Sirius. What percentage follows him to Sirius?
Say that again.
No Artie. This show,
Ooh.
these people.
Oh, that's
no
a good
Artie.
question.
And you transition
Ooh.
to Sirius.
Jesus, so
He
you're
ain't meeting
looking
his
at
bonus. He ain't. That's for damn sure.
You're looking at maybe less than 20% would have followed. 10% would have followed.
I'll go.
probably.
I'll go with 25%.
That means they didn't
bonus.
follow him. They didn't follow him in the first place.
Well, how
That's
many
right.
did follow him? How many did follow him?
A million. I think they can account like 1 million for him. I mean, that's what I think they can account for. That's what his first bonus. Somebody help me out in the chat. I think
Half.
because he made that first bonus, but he didn't make the second bonus, and that's why he sued them.
A
So
lot of
they
it
were
was built
600. They were 600,000 when he joined.
And there's
joined.
equipment too, Dennis.
Yeah.
This the Stiletto Starmate.
600,000 when they joined. I think he got the bonus. They got to like 2 million. I think that was the bonus. So
Wait, can I just throw something out really, really quickly? So I'm in the market for the Howard Stern
home
video
videos?
clips from childhood.
oh, you going to pay top dollar? Top
And
dollar?
here's a funny thing. So somebody had posted like clips of it. I mean, this is 2016, but there's his sister. He has a sister. There she is.
I've heard rumors of that.
And there's Howard was playing with his puppets,
God.
and there's his
Looks like-
puppets.
Looks like
And
a
then
young
here-
Liberace.
Here, look how curious. What's the name of this place right here?
Camp Bauman.
Camp Bauman. So we don't know what that camp is, but that's like it was probably like some local camp that
Yeah,
he went to.
it's a little summer camp probably for
Probably a little summer camp, local like YMCA
For
kind of
young
thing or
Jews.
some shit like that.
They go hang out, get away from their mothers.
I want
But
to
we sold
pee in
this house
that
for
pool.
$3.2 million. He had taken out a $2 million mortgage a few years ago.
Kosher piss.
Yeah, and don't you recall he actually sold it over to his wife for like $1 so that she was the only one on the deed, and I'm not necessarily sure why that happened, but we did review that in the real estate
Bankruptcy.
show that we did a little while ago. All right, so my friend Dennis is tired, Monique is tired, and so we are going to go sleepy time. But I think tomorrow we might do a little phone line action. So prepare yourself for that for tomorrow, and prepare any of your questions that you may have. If any of you call me the C word, you will be automatically deleted from the phone line, and from
darn!
here.
That was gonna be my whole. That was gonna be my whole thing.
Oh, you're gonna do the. You're gonna do the sea monkey. You're gonna do sea monkey all night.
No, I was gonna call on the phone.
All right, guys. So yeah, so that's it for us for tonight, and and yeah, that's really all. That's really.
To quote Steve Rogers, I can do this all day.
I know you can. Thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please